The Gospels say that Jesus joined in with his cousin's movement. But when John was arrested, Jesus saw that as the signal to branch out on his own. Jesus moved to the fishing village of Capernaum at the north end of the Sea of Galilee. He began to go about announcing that now at last Israel's story was complete. Now at last Israel's God was becoming king. Jesus, like John, was seen as a prophet. He seems to have deliberately adopted this style. He reminded people of the great old prophets like Elijah or Jeremiah, and of his cousin John himself. But unlike John, Jesus went about from place to place. He sensibly kept on the move. As far as we can tell, he never went into the big cities in Galilee. He went from village to village, telling people that God was now becoming king. What would people have heard as he did this? In view of all the other kingdom movements that the Jews knew of, many people would naturally assume that Jesus was leading or getting ready for some kind of revolution. He wasn't actually telling them to march on Herod's palace or on Jerusalem, but he kept telling cryptic, coded stories about seeds growing secretly, about a coming harvest in which at a given signal God would put in his sickle and reap the crop. Many people reckoned they could put 2 and 2 together and make 5. This was what they wanted to hear. This was a message that would make Herod Antipas shiver in his shoes even more than he had over John. It might make the Romans think it was time for a few more crucifixions.